Hello and welcome to wait, no, I forgot it already. Connecting, creating, and capturing love in your marriage. The title's a little too long for me to remember. Anyway, welcome, and we're excited to have you. We are excited to share some awesome tips and some stories with you guys because we have found something so powerful in our marriages that has helped us so much that we feel like we should share this with you. And so I'm excited to introduce Livia. She is my good friend, and we have a lot of fun together and do a lot of things together. So she's awesome, and I just love her. And she is amazing and such a good example, and has such a loving heart, and I just love her so much. So I'm excited to have her here with us today to share a few things. And she's amazingly talented at so many things. It just blows me away at all that she can do and how well she does it. It's not just that she does a lot, she can do everything like amazingly well. So whatever she does, it's just like, wow. So anyway, so I want to just share real quick how in my marriage, a handful of years ago, I don't even know how to calculate that, but it's, you know how time sometimes it just, you don't really know when things change. You don't say, oh yeah, now we've changed or something, you know. You're just like, oh, things are a lot better, but I don't know when that changed. So a handful of years ago, my husband and I had somehow forgotten our love for each other, and we knew we still loved each other, but we didn't feel and actively remember that love like we do now. You know how sometimes when you're engaged or newly married, you like get this little excited feeling, or you know, like butterflies in your stomach when you like see your spouse, or you know, like you have that little thing, and they're like, oh, it's a chemical reaction, so that eventually goes away. No, it doesn't have to. That's what I learned. It did go away in our marriage. But when you keep it alive, you have this chemical reaction that happens when you see or you're anticipating seeing your spouse. It's like a real thing that continues on forever and ever and ever, as long as you keep that alive. But we fell into that trap where we thought that it was true, that that just, you know, goes away. Oh, you love him, you know, in a different way, more deeply, but that's just a surface thing. Not true. I'm a myth buster, and I busted that myth because it's totally not true. You can keep that alive, and we want to share with you some tips to how to do that. So we did quite a bit in this time frame. We did quite a bit in our marriage. One of those things was it was in the middle of the winter, and we still did this. And so we have pictures in the snow, but we got my sister and brother-in-law, who are, you know, pretty good photographers, and they took us up. We went up into the mountains where the snow was nice and clear, and we took some pictures in the snow together, like romantic pictures where we were remembering the love that we had for each other. And like, you know, like you're getting engaged kind of pictures, but you know. And so we took these pictures up in the snow, and then we came home, and I blew them up and put them up on my wall in my room. And as we were fixing our relationship, now keep in mind, our relationship was still in quite a rocky spot when we did this. And as we were working on fixing our relationship, and you know, helping ourselves be better so that we could be a better spouse for each other, we had these pictures up on our wall, and they would make me so happy when I would look at them, and it felt like it made my room turn into a sanctuary for us instead of just another room in the house where we slept. It turned into, okay, this is our bedroom. This is the place where we get to go and show love to each other. And it kind of made it more of a sacred place for us because it was on the walls. That love was on the walls, and we could see it. We could remember it so easily. And so I'm pretty passionate about people doing this. In fact, when I went recently, I went to Hawaii, and found a photographer. Well, I arranged it beforehand to take pictures for us while we were there because I wanted pictures on the beach. And I wanted to help us remember, and update those pictures that we had. And so now we have pictures in the snow and pictures at the beach, and it's just totally awesome. So I know Livia has some stories that she wants to share with you too.
Awesome. So we've been married almost 14 years, and watching those days when you're like, oh, I just love you and everything's great. And then there's days when we're like, please don't talk to me. We just go back and forth, and we have these days. And I find that when I have those pictures of us and I have them on our walls, then it's something that I look at. And even if he's gone late at night or whatever and doesn't come home and I go to sleep or whatever, I see those pictures. And as I go to sleep, that's what's in my head, is I see this visual of how much I love him. And I have my declarations of how much we love each other. And so it's saying it and seeing it, and all of it together helps your brain to be like, yeah, this is really what I have. And even if those hard days come, you know that they're going to pass, and you know that you're going to keep going farther, past that. But one thing that totally shifted stuff for us was when we made our room just us. We took all the kids out and all the toys out, and you can't come in, and the kids now knock at the door. Can I come in? Even 2 o'clock in the morning, which is awesome. But in making sure that all the pictures that you have in your room are just of the two of you. And it's not the family pictures or grandma and grandpa or anything else, but it's just you, and it's in your own little sanctuary to help you to remember and how much love that you have there. And it's really, really powerful. I'll have a couple things here that I found. So I was cleaning my basement and I found this one. And so I wrapped it up for Christmas and gave it to my husband, and he put it next to his bed. And it was something that he had. And then this one was like, I don't know, 2004-ish or something like that. Just from a family picture day. And then I actually have this book that I made for one of our anniversary trips. And I put pictures, like more of the professional kind of pictures, plus like snapshots and things that we took. And like the story, because we went kayaking and stuff. So I put different stories and the things about what we did. And this sits on our door. We have as a constant reminder of what we were creating, and this love that we have. Actually, I'm going to pick up my computer and I'm going to walk you over there and show you this one on my wall, because this is absolutely my favorite one. And it was kind of an impromptu, like I knew I wanted the pictures. And so I took my camera, and being a professional photographer, I try to do a lot of stuff on my own that maybe I should probably hire someone else to do. And I'm working on that too. But I have, so see that picture?
Wow.
A 16 by 20 canvas, and it's on my wall. And it was the best one I got out of my tripod picture. But it's this moment of, yeah, I got this. And the goal, like as I take, let me see, if I go here, I'll show you this other one. So this is our wedding picture on that wall. And eventually there's going to be more. I found them all in the basement the other day. And then I have this was our newest addition for Christmas. Wow. My friend Darlene Myers painted this for me for Christmas. Isn't it gorgeous?
Hey, if you can't get to the beach, just have someone paint a picture of you. That's awesome.
I didn't even know what she was painting.
Oh.
Like it turned out looking like us, but I didn't know what it was at all until after.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
I didn't see it until she texted me, and it was just really cool because it was like, I literally almost teared up because it's like, oh my gosh, this is it, So
I want to do that. I want to do that now.
Those are actually available in prints if you want one. She's selling them.
Oh.
Prints for them.
Nice.
But to be able to have the picture when it's actually you, the painting is good, and I'm glad that I have it, but it wouldn't be the same if I didn't have pictures of me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I still want those same pictures of me. And being on the other side of it, behind the camera, there's those days when I'm taking pictures of a family, and they're like, oh yeah, just take a picture of the kid. Just take the kids. Oh, we don't need one of us. We're just fine. And I'm like, no, you do. And I'll come and I'll talk to them. I'll take them away, like tell the kids to watch themselves or whatever, depending on how old the kids are.
We have fun taking pictures like this where the kids are like watching us kiss and they're like,
Yeah, that's a fun one. We do that one a lot too. But this moment of when you say kiss your spouse and they're like, okay. And I'm like, no, you're really going to kiss your spouse.
Yeah,
and they're like,
no.
Okay. Wow. You're just kissing until I tell you to stop. And then there's this moment when they like forget that you're there. It's like, I'm just being here because this is who I am, and I'm just loving you because I love you. And then when finally I'm like, okay, you could stop. And then they laugh and you get this natural connection that they have. And you can capture that in that moment. And then they're always like, I hate my pictures. And then they look at it and they're like, oh my gosh, it's like awesome. And they love it. And then they want it in their walls. And I've had people who have said that they were like on the verge, like, why do I even love you? Like, why am I even here? You know? And then they chose to invest in having these pictures taken. And we went through and we did their whole session. By the end of it, it's like, oh wow, I remembered I do love you. And then to have those in their house is a really powerful reminder of that. And it brings back those memories of how you connected together and how we ran through the stream, over the bridge and picked me up and carried me around and all these things. It brings that flood back that helps you to truly remember.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you. So is it okay if I offer a couple tips on like how to get in the mindset of like loving each other before you get your pictures taken? Okay, so this is my tip. This is my idea. Sometimes we like forget and don't feel it as deeply as we know that we should or something, you know? And so I recommend before you take your pictures to sit and talk to your spouse for a few minutes and both give back and forth compliments of what you love and appreciate about them. And it could be something you're grateful for or just something that you love about them, like, I love your lips, or, whatever that is. And keep going. So I don't know how long this will take for you, but keep going until you're like, oh, I do love him, or I do love her, until you actually feel it. So you keep going, with that complimenting. It might be awkward at first for some people. It depends on where they're at in their relationship. But if you keep going until you allow yourself to feel it, because you get to a certain point and you're like, okay, these are the surface things I know, and you have to start really coming up with things that you really love about them. And then you start to feel it. And so just to help you get in the mindset beforehand, and so that the photographer doesn't have to push you quite as hard to, really show that love, just do this activity so that you can have that flowing before you even start. And then the cool thing about cameras is they actually can capture that kind of like feeling. Don't you think, Livia?
Totally can.
Especially a photographer like Livia. She knows how to capture that. Like she has this amazing ability and eye to capture those moments when those feelings are really showing and strongest. I've had photographers where they're like, oh shoot, like I was 2 seconds too early or something like that. But I never experienced that with Livia when she takes pictures. She seems to know when to take the picture at the right moment so that she actually captures it. Because you go through this range of emotions where you're like starting to feel it, and so the photographer's like, oh, I see it, so they hurry and take it. But then you're like not at the peak yet, and so they're like, oh man, we missed it, and it's hard to recreate those moments. And so that's what I admire and love about Livia's abilities is she can capture those moments and kind of, I don't know if she intuitively does it. How do you do this, Livia?
One of my gifts. I just do.
It's just one of your gifts. That's awesome. Okay, so anyway, so she's amazing at doing that. So if you get your pictures taken with Livia, she will do an amazing job. She will be able to capture that feeling that you have. So do a good job and do your homework beforehand and feel that way, so that when you take those pictures, it's the best that it can be. So that you're like, when, she gives you some options, you're like, oh, I love them all. And you just want to put them all up on your walls because they're so amazing.
And it's also fun to be able to have that and to make it into a book or something like that for your kids. Because my kids love looking through and they're like, oh, this is at this point in your life. Or even to do it, every year, every couple of years, and then to have a book that you have of those, like for your 20th anniversary or however many you're on, do that and have those pictures all put together in one and give it as an anniversary gift or something.
Wow, yeah, that would be awesome.
Throughout the years,
I could do it. I've never done that before. So I'm going to take all my Hawaii pictures and gather them up and put them in a book. And give it to them for Valentine's.
How many 8x10s can you really have on your walls, And have 20 or 30 that you absolutely love to have them in a book.
Yeah.
A lot easier.
that's the problem. It's like you get so many good pictures and you're like, you have to choose, and then yeah, so you can honor the rest of the pictures that you love by putting them in a book. That's so awesome. Cool.
Yeah, beautiful. Anyways, I had a couple ideas here that I wanted to share too, as far as like even outside of this, but how can you really connect and capture your love even outside of the pictures? Because that's awesome and we want you all to do it, but you can do it on your own every day too. It's like having those moments when you're laughing on the couch about something silly and you take a picture of yourself together, you know, or like every time we'll go to the temple, we take a selfie with the temple. And it's cool because I can always remember that we went on those dates, you know, and it's a reminder of, yeah, this is what's important to us and this is what we're doing and we're connecting and we're growing. So, you know, it's good to have those selfie type of pictures. So take them anyways. Like, that's what I'm saying. Just capture your life.
Yeah.
You know?
So some people have a problem where they don't like pictures of themselves and they have a hard time taking selfies or something like that. Do you have any advice for people that have that?
Well, first I would say do it anyways. Even if you don't show anyone, take the picture. Because the more you do it, you're going to get more used to it. And then have somebody professionally do the ones that are going to hang on your wall that you're going to see every day. You know, but just to have that moment, because I've been to so many times and even going to funerals, you see these people and they're like, oh, I didn't take pictures. Or they're trying to pull some snapshot out of a family picture to honor this person and their whole life. And it's like, why don't you have a picture of yourself? It's because they didn't love themselves enough to care to take a picture of themselves, you know, to have that. And it's something that's cherished. I know when I look back in my history and my genealogy, if I can see a picture of my great-great-great-grandparents or see it of them together or see it of them in their house or their kids or whatever, it's so treasured for me to have that image, to have that one moment that has been captured and encapsulated forever.
Yeah.
So to be able to have that is just really powerful.
Yeah. Well, that kind of sparked a thought for me. Like, I think that having these kinds of pictures hanging on your wall where your kids see them and they know that you guys love each other, how much security and confidence is that going to give your child, right? Like, it's not just affecting your relationship, it's broader, it ripples out and it affects your children. And they feel loved and secure. Like, even if kids say, ew, when you kiss, they love it. Really. They love seeing that because they know that you guys love each other. And so I was just thinking about that. Yeah, like your ancestors, it connects you. Pictures connect you. They really do.
I went to a funeral just last week for a guy in my ward and he had died and I never really got to know him. I knew he was really sick since we moved here and I know his wife. And when I looked at the picture on the program, I could see his soul through the picture because they had a good picture of him on there. And it was like I knew him just by looking at him. And it was really cool. But if I hadn't had a picture or he was looking down or fishing or whatever, I wouldn't have had that connection of being able to know him even though I didn't know him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's really powerful.
Yeah. That's amazing. I like that.
Yeah. And one other thing as far as like creating that love beforehand, dancing with your spouse. Whether if you're dancing or if you just want to stand there and rock back and forth, that's totally fine too. But pick 3 or 4 or 5 songs, put them on a playlist on your phone that you guys have that you can play every day.
Yeah.
I know on those days when we'll turn on the song and we'll just start dancing in the middle of the living room, the kids are over on the side and you're like,
Yeah.
like,
See, they love.
I see my daughter beaming in this. Oh my gosh, like this is what it's like love. This is what it looks like, you know?
Yeah.
Like they see it and they
Yeah.
recognize it, and that's the
Yeah,
example that you want to be for your kids.
I've seen that same beaming. Yeah, like even if they're like their mouths are going ew, like their faces are beaming. Like I love this, you know.
And they can be giddy, or they'll try to like squeeze in, and then you dance with your kids, you know. But it's this moment of wow, this is love, and I want some of that, you know.
Yeah.
They want to be a part of it.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Even like when you're there in the moment, if you're having trouble connecting when you're taking the pictures, to stop, push play, or even not push play and just sway for a minute. Yeah, that would probably be a huge thing to help get back in that okay, we're connected mood, right?
Yeah, well, and it gets you back in sync, you know, and even if you just close your eyes, you know, so you're not awkward over he's looking at me or
yeah.
but just having that moment of fully present, fully here, just to be together.
Yeah.
sometimes life is so crazy and we go so fast that if we just stop and have that moment, then it really can shift everything really fast.
Yeah, see, this is what makes you a really good photographer, because you know these kinds of things and you can help people.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, I'm just looking at my list here. Make sure I didn't forget anything that came to me earlier. Oh, and one thing about the pictures, how I was saying that it literally is that strength on those days when it's hard, or if somebody shuts down and they don't want to talk, or if you don't want to talk, you know, or somebody made you mad, then you see that, and you see that visual representation. And if it's in your room or all over your house even, that as you see that, it's going to remind you. And it's like, this is what it's all about. I mean, I got married because I did love you, and I got married because I do love you and I want to stay with you, you know, instead of rather just, you know, so many people that nowadays are too easy to jump to, oh no, it's not working, I don't love you anymore, we got to get divorced. But it's not about falling out of love, it's about choosing to love.
Yeah.
And choosing to love unconditionally, no matter what. No matter if your socks got left out, or you spilled your milk, or you didn't shut the door, or whatever, you know, that you choose every moment. It's your choice, whether or not you love or not. Whether or not that love's reciprocated doesn't matter. It's still your choice to love.
Well, and every marriage is going to have ebbs and flows, and, you know, ups and downs and all of that. And it's okay. You're not bad, or your marriage isn't bad if you sometimes feel like you're upset with your spouse or not good feelings about your spouse. It's okay, as long as you get yourself back. You know what I mean? Like, you don't give yourself permission to stay in that state. Like, we're all human, and sometimes we're going to have these moments where we're like, get mad at our spouse or whatever, you know? But then we recognize, okay, I'm feeling this, and then you help get yourself back into that love mode. And then it becomes an ebb and flow. It's okay, you know, you're not a bad person if you feel that way sometimes. We all experience that as being married. So.
Well, and one thing too that helps is if you notice that you messed up on something and you're like, oh gosh, instead of internalizing that and beating yourself up about it, you can just say, oh, look, I'm human. I'm sorry, this is what I did. And, you know, just being open about it. And then if they do something and you can tell that, oh, that would be a trigger and they would shut down on me, just say, oh, wow, I recognize this. You know what? It's okay. You're human too. And I still love you, even if you made a mistake, and it's okay. And then we, you know, grow together rather than growing apart when you get to the hard points.
Yeah. Awesome. And pictures really do help. Like I said at the start with my story, you know, that having those visual pictures on the wall helped me through some of the hardest moments I've ever had in my marriage. And it was that process when we were working on our marriage. I mean, we're always working on it, but that process when our marriage we found out our marriage wasn't in a good spot, you know, that moment of realization, and then we're like, okay, we're going to work on this kind of thing. It brought some of the hardest moments. I don't know how to explain that, but it felt like our marriage was getting better, and then, and it, you know, like it equally like felt hard. And so I just like to tell people that, just so you know, like, as your marriage gets a little bit better, sometimes you'll have the moments that are really, really hard. It evens out eventually, and it doesn't, you know, you'll still have your ebbs and flows, but it won't be so dramatic. But it feels like, because you go up on this roller coaster, maybe you're like, it's getting better, and then you're like, it's getting better, you know what I mean? And then it kind of evens out over time. I don't know how to explain it, but that's what I experienced. And having the pictures and having the other things in my life to help remind me of my love for him helped get me through that. It helped me stay on the right track to get me back on track of like, I really do love this man, you know?
Another thing that works really well is we have a journal that's just for us, and it's like a letters back and forth. And so if you're having a hard day and you feel like, oh, I want to talk to you, or you're not home and I can't talk to you, or whatever it is, you can write a letter, and then you just leave the journal for the other person, and then they can write back. So if it's like, this is something really hard and I want to talk about it, but I don't feel like I can get it out of my mouth, then you can write back and forth. And that helps too. And even just writing down your love. Like, we have a page that says, this is what I love about you. And you just write down things that you love. And so you have that visual reminder in writing as well.
And you can look back through it. And yeah.
Or if you're feeling like, oh, I'm really frustrated, you can sit and you can stare at your picture of your love, and you can, feel it again. And then you can write out, this is why I love you, even on a hard day. And it'll help you to strengthen you and to remind you, but also that they can then read that from a space of unconditional love. And I'm just reading because I want to know, not feeling like there might be judgment or you want something because you're trying to say something nice or anything like that.
Yeah.
And so it's powerful that way too.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. So these were some awesome tips, and I thank you so much for being on with us. I just want to say that Livia will be taking pictures for us at the marriage retreat that we have going next week. And so if you're coming to the retreat and you haven't signed up for pictures yet, sign up because I'm sure the rest of the spots will fill up quickly. And if you are coming,
if they already signed up, like, can they go back and add on, or does it automatically put it through again?
Yeah. That's
message Julie if it doesn't work.
Yeah, because I think it automatically puts the ticket for the event on. So I'll have to help you with it if you want to upgrade. So you'll have to message me, and we'll work it out. But if you are signed up for pictures already, this was an awesome webinar to be on because I feel like that there were some good tips on how to prepare for that. Don't you think?
Yeah, it would be awesome. And then wear whatever you love. Wear something that you absolutely love, that you feel comfortable in, or where you say, I would love to look at this every day, because you're going to look at it every day. So make sure that you're getting something that you're dressing appropriately for what you want that picture to portray.
Yeah, I would agree. That's a good idea. Okay, and if you if you aren't coming to the retreat, and you want to come, we still have some space. So I would recommend you sign up quickly because it's next week and you need to arrange your schedule appropriately. We have a little bit of space left and we would love to have you. It's going to be an amazing, awesome retreat. And we have some amazing speakers that include Tammy and Casey Ward, right? They're going to be speaking together. All of us that are speaking are having our spouses there to speak with us. So it's going to be awesome. And then we have Jennifer and Andy Smith, and then Amy and Brent Dickey, and Marianne and Anthony Denali. Yeah. I haven't practiced saying their name. I need to do that before so I can introduce them properly. Okay. Anyway, so it's going to be an awesome retreat, and we're so excited about it. And then we'll have Livia there to take pictures. It's an optional thing that you will pay specifically for a photo package with her. So, all right. Thank you guys.
Tell them the hotel.
Oh, it's at the Little America Hotel in Salt Lake City. And so it's a fun, cozy atmosphere. I really have designed this retreat to be a refreshing, away from the world, connect with your spouse, relax, and just enjoy the company of your spouse retreat. That's really what I'm going for. I'm not going for, here's how to fix your marriage. I'm not going for any of that. Like, this is just like recuperate from the pressures of the world together and relax and just have a fun time and connect. So that's what the retreat is going to be. And I hope that you can come and have fun with us. So go to juliebrowncoaching.com, and it's under events, and then Blissful Marriage Retreat. Well, Blissful Winter Retreat. We're going to be doing another one in June. So if you can't come to this one, sign up for that one. I have the page up. It's I still have a few things that I need to fix on it, but it's up and it's starting to work. So all right. Thanks, Livia, for being on. Do you have anything else to add?
I have a gift, if you're okay with that.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. For me,
I believe I gave you one at the last conference you were at.
Okay. What?
The date night packet. Did I give you that at the last one? It's all about intentionally dating your spouse. And so there's this page, and you print it out, and it helps your little kids. So if you have little kids and you need to have home dates, but you don't know, babysitters cost a lot, or you have all these excuses why you can't go on a date, right? So it encourages just your children to be responsible, where you will help them make out a plan of, we're going to do a movie night, or we're going to be coloring, or we're going to be reading, or whatever we're going to be doing. And this is where we are. And if we do this and mom and dad get their date, then we can earn so much money, like a quarter a kid or 50 cents. And then it has this scale. So it says, if you did really good this week, then next week you get a little bit more. Next week you get a little bit more. And you can cap it wherever you want. And then it goes down if they choose to interrupt you. So if they're bleeding or dying, then obviously they'll interrupt you. But other than that, then it allows them to practice responsibility while allowing you to have that personal connection with your spouse time, rather than feeling like, we're so crazy with all these little kids, we just can't ever have time alone. And so it allows you, even if it's just an hour or half an hour, whatever you want to say for your kids. And then there's the second page that goes with it that is all about your dates. And so you write down your date idea, and then you do it, and you give it a rating 1 through 5. You color in the little stars. So then on those days when you say, we're so tired, what in the world are we going to do? I have no idea. What do you want to do? I don't know. And then you end up doing nothing because nobody can think of anything because your brains are fried. And so it's just a reference for you to say, this is what we did and this is what we loved. Let's do that again. This was good. You know, and so it's just a reminder. And it's kind of a cool journal too of this is what we've done together and the things that we've enjoyed. And whether that was we tried this date and it really stinks. Sorry, it's a 1 star. Let's not do that one again. So every time you look through it, you'll have all these memories flood of all these times that you had when you were together and you were connecting and you were just loving each other.
Yeah, awesome. So how do they get that?
They can email me at learnlivefly@gmail.com.
Okay. And then what do they put in did they put anything special in the subject
just
box?
put intentional marriage gift.
Intentional marriage gift. Okay. Write that down so you don't forget, because that's something I would forget. I have to write everything down.
Yeah. Learn, live, fly. Learn, like you learn something and then you live it, so you apply it. Live, and fly, fly, which is feel like you. Because when you live it, you feel free.
Awesome. I love it. Well, thank you, Livia.
Yes, thank you so much.
I love chatting. It's so fun.
Will do.
Okay, have a great day, and have a great day, everybody.
Yes, and come to the retreat. It's going to be awesome.
Yep. It's going to be way awesome.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.